Hi everyone. Harry and I are so excited to tell you that we are ready to begin the camping season with our Grand Design Reflection. So we've been really busy getting the camper ready for the season, and we've had some hiccups. So before we've even left town, we've discovered that one of our air conditioner units is not cooling. And then when Harry went to lift the stabilizer legs in the back, they would not come up, and we discovered that the motor has seized up, and so we have a new one on order for that. And he had to do some unhooking of the existing motor so that he could use the manual override to at least get those up so we can leave. And the other thing that we discovered as Harry was trying to flush the tanks to get those ready for the season is that we had a water leak in some of our piping, and so he's had to fix that as well. I think that we're all set to go with that, so we can manual override those stabilizer legs, and we don't have any water leaks at the moment. And where we're going is going to be nice and cool, so we shouldn't need to worry about having to run a second air conditioner. One should do just well for us. So we're really excited about this new season, and we are so glad that you are here to join us along the way. All right, today's the day. It's travel day. We've been packing up and now we are ready to go. So the big reveal is that for our first trip of the season, we are heading up to St. Ignace, Mackinac Island area. So for tonight, we're gonna stop over in Petoskey to stay the night. And then tomorrow we'll cross the bridge, get over into St. Ignace, find our campsite, and we'll be able to spend a couple of days on Mackinac Island, and we'll do some day trips into Whitefish Point and also Tahquamenon Falls. So I'm gonna go check in with everybody else to see if we're ready to go. You ready to go?
I sure am.
Awesome. Hey guys, are you ready to go? Are you ready to go? You ready to go? All right, let's go. After a long drive and several naps later for the puppies, we arrived in Petoskey, Michigan. We stayed for one night at the Ignace State Park, which is located at the end of West Lake Street along the shores of Little Traverse Bay. The campground has 76 sites for tents, towables, and motorhomes. It is part of the City of Petoskey's Park and Recreation and has 1,000 feet of shoreline. Harry's sister drove up that night and joined us at the campsite. The next morning we got up early, and with our coffee cups in hand, Harry, Ruth, and I headed down to the shoreline to catch some of the morning light on the lake. It was cold and windy, and not really the sunrise that we were hoping for. But after breakfast, we went to the public beach to go combing for Petoskey stones. We scored on some nice stones and other gems. We spent a couple of hours on the beach and then headed back to the camper to pack up and move to St. Ignace in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. After visiting Tahquamenon Falls, we headed over to Whitefish Point. Whitefish Point is located about 1.5 hours drive away from the Mackinac Bridge in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. It is home to more than 200 shipwrecks that lie in the immediate vicinity at the bottom of Lake Superior. The area is known as the Lake Superior Shipwreck Coast. At Whitefish Point, you will find the Great Lakes Shipwreck Museum, featuring exhibits of shipwreck artifacts, artwork, and shipwreck models. Admission to the museum also includes a self-guided tour of the restored 1861 Lightkeeper's Quarters, the 1923 Lifeboat Station Surfboat House, Navy Radio Building, and the Whitefish Point Lighthouse. Whitefish Point is also near the location of the famous wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, where on November 10, 1975, while en route from Duluth, Minnesota to a steel mill in Detroit, Michigan with a load of iron ore, the ship was caught in a strong storm that had sustained winds of over 50 knots, which is 58 miles per hour, and waves as high as 25 feet, as well as wind gusts up to 86 miles per hour and a rogue wave as high as 35 feet. Tragically, the ship and her entire crew of 29 men sunk to the bottom of Lake Superior in Canadian waters approximately 17 miles away from Whitefish Bay, near the twin cities of Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan and Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. The belt of the Edmund Fitzgerald was recovered from the wreck site and has been restored and is on display in the Great Lakes Shipwreck Museum at Whitefish Point. The sinking of the Fitzgerald led to changes in Great Lakes shipping regulations and practices that included mandatory survival suits, depth finders, positioning systems, and more frequent inspections of the vessels. Whitefish Point also has one of the locations of the Seney National Wildlife Refuge, comprised of wetlands and rocky beach shorelines along Lake Superior. Here you can see driftwood, rocks that have been polished by the wave action of Lake Superior, and many bird species including loons, osprey, bald eagles, and more. There are trails that feature an elevated boardwalk through cobblestone deposits and stunted jack pines that take you out to the tip of the point. These trails are open year-round, and in the winter, the trails off of Robinson Road are groomed for Nordic skiing. It was a blustery day when we took the puppies for a walk on the trails. Savannah has been there before, and again, she did not like the cold water. Bailey had his first experience in the waters of Lake Superior, and he really had a good time. After Bailey's wave jumping experience, it was time to get our cold puppies back to the warm truck and drive back to the camper. Next, we will take a couple of day trips to Mackinac Island with the puppies and our bikes, so be sure to catch our next video to watch our visit to the island. In the future, we will also be doing a video about our Blue Ox weight distribution system, highlighting how it was incorrectly installed that subsequently caused my injury, and also demonstrating how we correctly repositioned it on the camper frame, so be sure to watch for that video. And as always, we thank you for watching another episode of Living with Grace. Please remember to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell so that you can be notified of when we have new episodes coming out. If you like what you saw in this video, please give us a thumbs up and place a comment below to let us know what you think about the video and our channel. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.